My name is Andy O'Neill, and in this co-build tip video, I'm going to show you one of the make.com Converger module workarounds. Unfortunately, currently there is no actual Converger modules available in Make. For now, the idea of a Converger module is just a concept for which there are a couple of workarounds. And in this video, I'll show you one of those workarounds, and in my opinion, the easier of the two popular workarounds to the Converger module. Now, you're looking at a scenario on the screen right now that is one that I built for a client, and I want to show you some examples of where and how I used this workaround for the Converger, and then show you how to set that up. So you can see here, up here at the top, I have a leg of this router that comes up here, and this is filtered. It doesn't always, we don't always generate data there, but when it does, it creates a cloud convert file. Then we're getting that URL and bringing it down here and using it in that next step of the automation. Again, this doesn't always run, but when it does, we need that down here. So here's another example. This scenario sends emails and text in bulk. And what I've done here is we want a report of what emails and texts have been sent. And there's four main branches depending on the type of contact and the information and that kind of thing. So I create this CSV file. There's a CSV module here, and then I'm saving that to this module. This is actually a set variable module. And I'm doing that 4 different times. And then down here on this leg, I'm combining those together into one CSV, and I'm attaching that to an email. So I'm going to show you how this is done over here in Make. So here's a scenario that I've built, and it is starting with some JSON data. And this is just dummy data I asked ChatGPT for. So let me just run that and show you what that looks like. All right, so we have an array for the items that are ordered, and then we have a collection for the customer data. So I've got a router here, and right here I have my set multiple variables module, and that's down here in the tools, set multiple variables. There is also a set variable module. Basically, these do the exact same thing, except set variable only sets one. My recommendation, because this happens to me 4 out of 5 times, even if you only think you have one variable to set, go ahead and put the set multiple variables in there. Because if you are working on your scenario and you're like, oh, I've got one more variable I need to send through there, you're going to have to delete this one and add this one anyway. So I ignore the set variable and I always use the set multiple variables module. So I've got my set multiple variables here. So I have the items array here, and then I have my variable items. So I can actually map an array to this and retrieve that array later. I've got a customer details collection that I'm going to map here as well. So I'm going to map that entire collection right here. And I'm doing this because I want to show you this will maintain collections and arrays to be used later. So that's super powerful when maybe you generate an array. You don't have to map every item in your array separately. You can just save the array or the collection and use it later. I've got get multiple variables. This is the second part of our converger. I have 3 items here: items array, order ID, and I just created customer details. Now, if you come from a programming background, just typed it like a regular human being would type a variable, and that's totally fine, and that works in this case. I would avoid any special characters, but just type the text that you want to call it in there. And so simply all I did was I typed in items array here, and then I copied it and I pasted it into here. So let's just run this. All right, so here's my array with my 2 products. Here is my order ID, just a simple variable. And then here is my customer details, which includes name, email, and then the address. So that was saved there. In your scenario, you're going to run whatever else you need to run. You're going to save this, and then we're going to retrieve that data down here. So here's my items array, and you can see that it kept that structure for the array and the collections. Here's my order ID, and then here's my customer details with all of that intact. Here's my array. So I'm actually going to drop my array into an iterator and split out those products. I can use my order ID. I can use my customer details, address. Any of this information is in the exact same structure as we saved it here, which is in the same structure as our source. So let's run this. All right, so you can see here is our iterator, and it iterated out the products. So this is how you do a converger workaround with the set variable workaround method. There is another option if you look at the documentation, which is in the description, where you can use a data store. There's nothing wrong with that option, but if you use the converger a lot and you have to go create data stores for each one, then you may run out of data stores and have to upgrade. So using this set multiple variables will make it so you don't have to create a data store every time you need this converger functionality. Thanks for watching, and consider reaching out to book a co-build session with my team. A link is in the description, and I'll see you next time.